Good morning. Monday morning here in Scotland is a very wet and dull day, and also the US markets are closed, nothing to trade now, so I'm just going to make some useful videos for you guys. In fact, a few of you have asked me to do so, so I'm doing it today, just to record some videos of platforms which I use to trade and you know, why I recommend them, my insights into them. So one that you definitely need if you really want to get into trading is interactive brokers. They do have a few sort of certain minimum requirements, such as your net worth or your monthly income, etc. But to be honest, if you just you go to open application and then you fill in the start application, you do it here. Try to be quite truthful about it, but they don't double check, to be honest. Whatever you put in, even if you put in you're a millionaire, they don't actually ask you to show evidence of it. So you're okay. Just fill it in, and I don't actually think there's a minimum requirement within interactive brokers in terms of minimum deposit. I think you can start even with $100. You can double check, but I'm pretty sure you can, and I know you can definitely do it with $1,000 because I kind of started one of my accounts that way. So, and usually if you want to get into trading, I would imagine you have more than $1,000. So I definitely recommend interactive brokers. You can use ones like Robinhood, etc. But seriously, Robinhood is not professional. Their execution speeds are much slower because it's commission free. You know, you might save one or two. I mean, interactive brokers, they charge commission, but each I use interactive brokers only for my US stocks. For my UK ones, I use Trading 212 because interactive brokers for the UK stocks, they do charge quite high fees. But for US stocks, which are like 90% of my stocks trading anyway, they charge literally $1 each way. So $1 to buy, $1 to sell. So it's we're talking about $2 or $3 max per trade just to complete it. But your execution speeds are so much faster, and you get extended hour, meaning that you get pre-market and post-market trading, which literally you can make hundreds of thousands because of those two alone. So these sort of mainstream ones like Plus 500, Trading 212, or eToro, they're really not as professional. You really need pre-market extended hour trading, and you want fast execution, which IBKR can do. IBKR are super fast, and they literally have like such a large quantity or a huge range of stocks, international stocks. You can trade literally like tons of stocks on them, and there's so much shorting available as well if you like shorting. So it's brilliant. You just open an account with them there, and then you click log in. I don't want to do it here because then you get to see my details. You click log in. Once you've logged in, then when you're in your back office on here, this is not the trading exchange. This is just sort of the online platform. Once you're there, you go to deposit, and then you deposit money in. Now, when you open an account, they will ask you what your base currency is. That's basically where you're based. So whichever country you're in, if you're in the US, it's best just to put US dollars, easiest way to do it. But if you're in the UK like myself, you put British pounds as your base currency, and then you top up British pounds, and then you send it to them. It's all very easy. Everything's done by bank. You just send it through the bank. Very simple, very straightforward. Highly professional platform. Once you've done that, you then download. There's a bit, once you've done it, there's the download bit, and then you just download their exchange, right? Once you've downloaded their exchange will be on your desktop, which looks like this, Trader Workstation. You open that, which then looks like this. Now, this is the paper trading, okay? I've opened my paper trading. I don't want to do it real account because I want to show you how to execute everything. So I'm going to show you precisely how to execute a trade. So yeah, I hope this was a real account. Actually, you get like $1 million to play with, you know, as a demo account. But basically, what happens is if you're based in the UK, once you've topped up, you won't be in USD. It won't say USD. It will just say GBP, right? It will be in British pounds. And in order to buy US stocks, you have to transfer that. You have to exchange that into USD. So to do that, you first of all put GBP.USD here. So basically you're trading the currency pair GBP and USD. I don't have to do it for this demo account because it's already in USD, but if it was a real account, you're based in the UK, you just topped up in GBP, you have to exchange it for USD because you have to use USD to buy the shares. And if you want to cash out your GBP in the end, you have to sell your USD and turn it into GBP, and then you cash out with GBP. So you kind of got to keep exchange rates in mind for this because everything's, you know, exchange rates are a little bit different. So sometimes you might lose a bit because the British pounds is dropped, but sometimes you might actually gain because the GBP is very strong. It kind of depends, but this is the best way, the easiest way to do it here. So let's say I've only got GBP right now. I select here, I say sell. That will then, and then you just click how much you want to sell. Let's say you got £1,000 GBP, you put £1,000, and then you do this, and then you always choose GTC, never choose day. GTC means until closed. Yeah, and then if it's day, it's sort of just like a June today. So you just always choose GTC and then you submit. I don't need to do it here because I don't have any GBP here, but normally you will have GBP. Once you do this, you'll have USD and you lose your GBP, and that's the way how you trade. And don't be afraid when it says minus like £1,000 GBP, but then you'll have plus 1,000, like plus $1,200 or $1,300 or whatever it is. So that's the first step you do. It sounds complicated now, but it's quite simple once you get it, and you really do need IBKR. And apart from IBKR, you've got other ones like TD Ameritrade, which uses the Thinkorswim platform. Very, very professional, highly professional platform, but the commissions are more expensive, zero. So because of that, an IBKR is just as good, if not, if not better in some respects. So I just use IBKR. I speak very highly of it, and you really need it. Like, you really need it for trading. Especially US stocks. And to be honest, that's where the profits are. The most highly profitable ones are the US stocks. So IBKR, once you've got that, let's say you want to buy stocks. You've got, now you will have USD, and I already have. Let's say you want to buy stock. Let's say you want to buy Tesla, TSLA. You type in the ticker here, right? The ticker symbols, you just Google it, Tesla ticker, and you'll find out what they are. It's very simple. After you trade for some time, you remember the tickers anyway. And then it came up there, and then it came up there, and then you click on it, and then Tesla will be here. This is where the Tesla stock now is. You see TSLA here. Make sure you got the right one, and this is definitely the right one. If you want, and then you click on buy here to buy it, and then this is how much you want to buy. 5 shares. Let's say you want to buy 5 shares at $1. Let's just go for 2 shares for the moment. Or no, let's go for 5. Doesn't matter. It's a demo account. I'll just show you 5 shares. Usually, if not always, choose limit price, because if you choose market order, right, there's limit and there's mid and there's market. Mid is a price between limit and market. If it's market price, usually then it's basically to fill you as quick as possible at the current market price, but usually it's favorable to the exchange and market makers and less favorable to you, so you actually lose a little bit. So I always choose limit price, and I check with, and basically if you're using the IBKR, which is the free data, if you don't subscribe to any data, which I don't, because if you subscribe to data, you got to pay $15 minimum, or $30, $50, $100, $200 per month, depending on which data package you subscribe to. And when you do that, basically you get to see live prices and all the live orders. But I don't do that because I can do that through Webull and TradingView. So I'd rather save that money. So what I do then, and then you can go to TradingView, right? You type in TSLA here, Tesla, and then the Tesla price will come up. This will be if it's pre-market, even Tesla, if it's extended hours trading, even TradingView is not live, because TradingView is only reflecting the live of the market open prices. So what you need to do is use Webull. There will be another video. I'll do another video which shows you how to operate Webull. The best thing is just to download the app on your phone and use the phone. And basically the only utility for Webull for me is just to see the live pre-market and post-market prices. Otherwise, I don't usually, and the news, because the news is very, very sharp with Webull. So that's about all I do with Webull. Otherwise, I don't. So once you've checked the price, you know how much it is. You then go back to your platform, and then you key in the limit price, whatever it is. I'll just put it doesn't matter. This is a trading account, but you wouldn't put 500, right? You put 418.32, right? But right now it wouldn't be, because it's not live, the market's not open, so it might be a bit more. So let's say you put in 420 for now, right? Basically 420, if you put it 420 here, what that's saying is that you will pay $420 maximum per share for the stock. You will not pay more than $420 per share for the stock. That's why you check what the price is at the moment. You go just a little bit higher, and then you put limit price, and then you get it for a limit price. Let's say you believe that the price is going to drop before it goes up. You can even put a price which is lower, and it'll only fill you when it goes down to that price, right? And then you always choose GTC, and let's say it's market closed, right? Right now I can't actually buy it because today's a holiday, is a Labor Day in America, so I can't actually buy it. But if it's before 2:30 p.m. British Greenwich Mean Time in Britain, you have to choose GTC, and you have to choose fill outside RTH. Fill outside RTH means fill outside regular hours. If you choose that, you can basically buy and sell stock UK time, anytime between 9 a.m. and 1 a.m. I believe it is. It's either 1 or 2 a.m. I can double check that, but yeah, basically you get much more extended. The market opening hours is between 2:30 and 8:30 British time. 2:30 and 9 o'clock British time. Okay, so by 9 o'clock when the market closes, you cannot, if you're using a mainstream platform, you cannot sell or buy anymore. But if you use interactive brokers, instead of just being able to trade 2:30 to 9 o'clock in the afternoon, evening British time, you can trade anytime between 9 o'clock in the morning British time until 1 a.m. in the morning British time. So you can see your advantage there, right? Let's say you're in good profit, you want to sell, but you won't be able to do it if you are using a trading 212 or a platform that's like mainstream that doesn't do extended hours. However, if you use interactive brokers, you can sell and buy anytime during those extended hours. So once I choose that, you basically click submit. It just won't it won't work now because you just click OK, skip them all, it's fine, OK, and then it won't fail now because I think, well, obviously because the price is too cheap there. But let's say I put 430 there and then I say update, overrides, that's fine. Yeah, because even pre-market is not open, it's all closed today, so it won't let me buy it, right? Because it's a Labor Day, nothing's open, so you won't be able to trade today. But basically, once you do that, it will say order filled, and once it fills, and then it'll come up here, and then it'll also stay here as filled, and then you get to see how much your prices are moving. It'll just all be here, and so that's how you buy stocks using interactive brokers. A couple of caveats. If you top up accounts, if you use interactive brokers, I would have at least two accounts, maybe even 3. Well, unless if you are willing to start with $25,000 or more, then you're okay with 1. But if you're not going to start with $25,000 or more, if you're starting with anything less than that, which I did, I would use, I would have 2 accounts at least, and I'll probably have 1 margin account and 1 cash account. The only reason for that is because of the pattern day trade rule. Now, if you Google it, or I'll just explain to you briefly, the pattern day trade rule is basically a rule which says, it's basically a rule to protect you from day trading too much. You're only allowed to day trade day trades 3 times per week maximum. A day trade is where you buy a stock and sell the same stock on the same day. You're only allowed to do that 3 times during any given trade week maximum. If you do more than that, you're no longer allowed to buy and you're no longer allowed to sell. That's it. So, and that's with that rule applies only with a margin account which is less than $25,000. If you have a margin account which is more than $25,000, there's no pattern day trade rule. Now, if you have a cash account, doesn't matter what amount it is, there's no pattern day trade rule. You can buy and sell as many as you want every day. But your only limitation is your buying power with a cash account. Your buying power, let's say you have $1,000 with a margin account. Your buying power is probably like 4,000 or 5,000, depending on what sort of leverage you choose. So that's great buying power. But if you have only $1,000 in a cash account, your buying power is probably only $500 or $600. You need to keep an extra few $100s there because they need that in case your trade loses. They need that to back it up. So you just judge that yourself. But personally, I'll definitely have 2, 1 cash, 1 margin minimum. If it's less than 25,000, because it's useful to be able to buy and sell at least more than 3 times a week. At least that gives you more options. So if you have $10,000 to go in, I would go in maybe the margin account $5,000 and the cash account maybe $5,000. I might even have a bit more in the cash account because of the less buying power. You don't really want to use too much leverage anyway because it can be risky if you use too much, especially if the trade goes against you. Then you have to pay interest on the loan that you borrow from the broker. So basically, let's say once you've got an instrument here, you've bought it, right? In order to I don't have any instruments, so I can't. But if you have an instrument here, for example, here, what you do is you right-click on it, and then you click close, and then this will come up here. Let's say this is the thing you want to close. You then click on sell. You do the same. Let's say you have 10 shares of it. You want to sell it. Oh, you click 10. If you want to sell half, you do 5. But don't sell more than you have. Let's say you only have 10. Don't say sell 15, because what you're doing then is you're selling 10 of your positions and you're shorting 5. Yeah, basically when you sell, when you don't have a stock, you're basically shorting it. Shorting is very risky. So I wouldn't recommend shorting if you don't know what you're doing. And then you basically, to close your position, you do 10 and you do the same limit price, and then you do GTC. If it's outside market hours, you fill outside, submit, and then you close it. I've got to I've got to wrap this one up because I can't make the videos more than 15 minutes, otherwise they don't upload. So that's me done for this video. This is Interactive Brokers. You really need it. It's very important. I'll check out my other videos on Weibo, Trading 212, and the MT4 MetaTrader 4 platform for CFDs. Thank you.